All right, welcome to my YouTube channel, Pandemic Survival. How to survive playing the game of Pandemic. So in continuing with our game board theory for Pandemic, this video we're going to be talking about events and epidemics. So event cards, you actually have 5 event cards, and these are actually very useful during gameplay. Let's just go over this real quick. So you have the government grant, which is you can play anytime without using an action. So what this is it allows you to add a research station to any city. So you don't need a city card. Event, one quiet night. So again, you can play this at any time. So what you do is you can actually skip the next Infect City step. So you do not flip over any infection cards. So which are over here. So when you play this card, again at any time in your turn, you do not have to play that card. Airlift. Move any pawn to any city. And of course, get permission before moving another player's pawn. That's pretty straightforward. Resilient population. Remove any one card in the infection discard pile from the game. You may play this between the Infect and Intensify steps of an epidemic, and we'll talk about that later. And then lastly is draw and look at and rearrange the top 6 cards of an infection deck and then put them back on top. So for example, you pick 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip them over, and then you have a look on your map. If you see, for example, King Keisha has 3 cubes on there, well, that card is going to be last to pick. And then you put all the other cards respectively on top of that card. So you want the card that has the most cubes to go on the bottom of your pile of 6. So maybe it's Milan next, and then Jakarta, Santiago, Lagos, and then LA, because there's no cubes on LA. So you just take those cards and then put them back on top of the infect pile. And now you also know what 6 cities are coming up as well. You know Milan's coming up, Lagos, Santiago, etc. But you also know that Kinshasa is not coming up for at least a couple of rounds. So that's the good news. So what you can do is send someone as soon as possible, because you know there's going to be an outbreak happening in this city, so you need to get somebody there. So that is how you forecast. And then going back to the resilient population. So say, for example, you had a bunch of cards in the discard pile. All you have to do is you just remove a card that you don't like in this pile. So if you see there is Kinshasa, you can actually take that card out. You just have to find it. There it is. You actually remove that from the game. Gone. So now you know, even when it gets these cards get shuffled back in, you do not have to worry about this city. So you don't have to. The only way you have to worry about this is if Lagos or Gardam is set to outbreak. But right now it's not a concern, so you don't need to worry about it because that card is out of the game. So that's fantastic. So those are the events. My suggestion is to play these events pretty much when you get them. When it's your turn, as soon as you get an event, play it. The reason behind that is there isn't a lot of turns in this board game. If you're playing with 2, 3, 4 players, you don't have a lot of time, and there's many cases where when I was playing, you didn't even get a chance to use the event because all of a sudden an epidemic would break out, and before you know it, the infection rate is increasing and you're stuck with an event card. So use it as quick as possible. If not this turn, then use it the next turn. This will save you in the long run, and it'll allow you to survive just a little bit longer. So here are the Epidemic cards, and I'll wrap this up real quick. So Epidemic, there's 3 things that you must do. You must increase, and then you must infect, and then you must intensify. Those are the 3 procedures. So when you increase, you move this little button here. You move it to the right 1 notch. And then to infect, then you draw the bottom card from the infection deck, and you put it over on top. And then you take 3 cubes of this particular city. So in this case, it would be red, and you put it on Bangkok. And then you put that into the discard pile. And then you intensify. So what you do is you take these cards. This is your 3rd step. So you intensify, you shuffle all these cards. Then you put them back on top. And yes, those cities will get infected again. So there you go. There is some of the game board theory for Pandemic. And I hope you learned something. Feel free to comment below. If you have any other tips, you can always write below as well if there's something that I'm missing, or if you'd like me to make a video about as well. So thanks again. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.